together.
Yes.
That what makes the funnel cloud.
They don't like warm air and cold air. They don't mix very well. They don't like each other. So when
they chase each other,
kind of, exactly. When they bump into each other, they want to rise and almost try to want to get away from each other. And when
like
they
magnets.
rise, sometimes they'll spin and make a tornado. But you asked, and the question is, when is it more likely that there'll be a tornado? Because we had thunderstorms today, but there were no tornadoes today.
Yeah, but we had a funnel cloud straight over our house.
Did you really?
Yeah, like I thought I had seen a funnel cloud before, but apparently I had never really seen one.
It was the size of our house.
It was huge.
Were you scared?
Oh, Mama was like, get in the tub. And
That's smart.
my friends, Kristen was like, are you crazy? Let's get to the police
We actually
station."
did run. I know it's not recommended, but we did because she's like, it's right over your house. We're going to die. And I was like, oh my God.
You're smart. You're very smart. The lucky thing about living in Houston is we rarely get those big tornadoes.
Yeah, we were in our pajamas and barefooted.
That's quite a story. When we get tornadoes here, they're almost always the tiny ones, F0s and EF1s.
Yeah.
Like winds between 40 and 80 miles an hour.
Don't really hang out on the ground too long.
And they come and go really quickly. Yeah, and which is also kind of a bad thing because you usually don't get any warning. You can't really see them coming. They dip down and
Well, we got a code red that day. I don't know if you know what code red is. Yeah. We've got code red that day, and we were out there going, I don't see nothing. And right as I was going back in, I look up and I'm like, oh my God.
And she was like,
Like day after tomorrow type stuff, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
so I was like, ah! I was running.
So the thing you need to really get tornadoes going is a strong jet stream. Do you know what the jet stream is? Have you ever heard of that term, the jet stream? Okay, the jet stream. Well, first of all, so jet airplanes. Have you ever flown on a jet airplane before?
But I do know
Have you
they
seen-
fly very, very fast.
They do, and they fly very high. Have you seen them fly overhead?
Yeah, and they leave like something behind them.
Yeah.
She calls them sky zippers.
That's good. It doesn't like a zipper across the sky.
Yeah,
That's actually a cloud. That's water vapor. It's a cloud. It's called a condensation trail. Those jet planes, they fly at about 35,000 feet. So it's way up there. So we call the river of air that flows at 35,000 feet the jet stream because it's up there where the jet planes fly. So this is a map that shows me where the jet stream is today. And it's the orange and the yellow areas. So the areas that have the really strong winds flowing, see, it almost looks like a river kind of winding through. It's a river of very fast moving air. That's the jet stream. And usually you need a strong jet stream to make tornadoes. So the answer to this question is, you should write it down. Write it down. And the answer, you can use that
You can use that
pencil
pencil.
right
There you go, babe.
And the answer is a strong jet stream.
And you can look that up and
Yep.
learn some more.
You look that up. Look up jet stream tornadoes, and it'll explain it all. But that's an excellent question.
Yeah, her summer reading log is all violent weather stuff.
And what's the next question?
What do I need to do to become a meteorologist? What kind of schooling?
That's a great question. Well, basically, you're doing the most important part. You're interested in the weather, and you're paying attention. That's the best way to start to become a meteorologist.
And we were watching videos the other night while we were watching the news. We were watching Hurricane Katrina and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And she's discovered the Weather Channel.
Oh,
I am never coming off of that.
that was the happiest day of my life when the Weather Channel started.
Yeah, she was pretty much glued to her TV after that.
I remember.
I was like, every commercial I went in to visit, and whenever it started, I was like, back into my room. I did not want to miss any bit of that.
I understand. They put on some great programs, and I'm with you. I can never get enough watching the weather.
I know, I can't either.
So I completely understand this.
So
Gotcha.
whenever I turn on the TV, it's like straight in my room for that first part.
Do you ever watch some of the shows? Sometimes PBS will have specials, National Geographic specials like on volcanoes.
Oh, I've watched that one the other night.
Or there's a series, I think
I've
it's called
seen-
How the Earth Was Made.
Yeah, I think I've seen it on Netflix.
I've seen
Yeah.
I don't think we've
one
watched it yet, though.
On
Well, if you're interested in the weather,
Or
yes,
Lava
yes,
Hunters,
yeah,
something?
you would probably be interested in
I
how the
think
Earth was made.
Mm-hmm.
Which is great to expand her education on what we're talking about here is geoscience. We're talking about Earth
Yeah, I was
science.
actually about to ask that. Like, how do those two, do those
Yeah.
go in together at all?
I know.
Or
They absolutely do, because one of the biggest factors in our weather is the topography of the land. Mountain ranges have a huge impact on the weather, what it feels
is it
like.
because it blocks wind and cuts things up a little bit? Or
Blocks wind, blocks rain, causes deserts, causes incredible amounts of rainfall. And then even here in Texas where we're flat, well, we're right next to, so here we are, we're right there on that spot, we're right next to the Gulf of Mexico, which is the ocean. And that has another huge impact on the weather. So you need to understand the topography of the planet. So physical geography.
it's good something for
Is-
her to
is
check
something-
into.
How islands are made.
And how are they made?
Volcanoes erupt underwater.
Mhm.
It creates like the magma dries, and
Mhm.
that creates the island surface.
That's exactly right. Like you are.
I
So
watched. In here, it shows you somewhere.
the Hawaiian Islands, yeah, they were formed by what's called a hotspot. A hotspot. So, have you ever heard of the term plate tectonics? Okay, so where we are right now, where we're living here, this is what's called a plate of the Earth's crust, and it's moving. Very slowly, but it's moving. So, out here where you've got the Hawaiian Islands, the plate is moving. Well, there's a hot spot where lava's coming up. So lava comes up and it makes an island. And then the plate moves and lava comes up and makes another island. And it keeps moving and makes another island. So if you look at a map, you will see...
Kind of like a dot, dot,
like
type
a dot,
thing.
dot, dot. It's like a chain of islands, exactly. That's probably in there. And that's part of plate tectonics, which is geoscience, which is... how
I'm
the Earth
learning
was
stuff
made.
today.
Well, it's,
We watched the hurricane stuff, and that's something because my husband works offshore.
Oh,
So,
wow.
and his was the ship that cleaned up the mess from,
The big spill?
yeah.
The BP thing? Wow.
yeah, but
wow.
he just switched companies now, so he's going to be headed to Korea.
Well,
But yeah, he's coming back to the Gulf eventually, and so every summer we're like, oh.
I understand. I
They run
understand.
from hurricanes.
I
They
was
don't
gonna say,
typically,
has he
send
been
people home.
evacuated before off the river?
He's essential, so they just move them.
That's great.
They had, I think, a tropical storm at some point a couple years back developed right over the top of them, so they couldn't move. But he said that they see water spouts and stuff out there and things of that nature.
I understand. I almost went geology and went into the oil industry. Almost did that. But I like performing.
Yeah.
And television meteorology is a performance.
See, she seems like she would be.
She's very
but
outgoing.
well, she gets shy though. She has her moments, but yeah, she is generally like she's never met a stranger in her life.
I
Well,
never get past stranger danger.
well, see there. you-
I know it's never worked ever.
Well, that's the type of thing it takes to be a television meteorologist. Is you have to be able to perform in front of a camera and an audience. So, if you want to pursue, you asked about what it takes to become a meteorologist. To become a television meteorologist, which is what I am, I did go to college and I have a degree in meteorology. So I studied it in college, and I was just like you. I loved watching the weather, and I watched the Weather Channel and paid attention and watched thunderstorms, and it was just the love of my life. I enjoyed
The
it quite a
best
bit.
place to watch it too.
Yeah, Houston
It
is-
changes
And
constantly.
I found the weather of like the other day, and then I turned it on, and I kept on paying attention while I was cleaning my room. And going to be a tornado somewhere.
Well, you're living in a great part of the world for a lot of active thunderstorms and weather, so enjoy it. Go to college. You got to go to college. So you have to study. You have to make some good
You have to
grades.
read.
Yeah, you got to read. You can do it. Obviously, you can do
You
it.
like to read the weather stuff,
Let's see
so
if I can
You're going to have no
find that
problems.
thing.
it's so crazy. She struggled. She was first grade reading level when she first started. And then we let her get a hold of a weather book, and suddenly she's fourth grade. And it's like just had to get the right topic.
I was the exact same way.
Oh, yeah?
My parents were very worried about me.
Oh, I'm a book nerd, and I taught myself to read at 3, and so I didn't even know how to help her because I was like, I don't even remember being taught.
My parents were the same
And I
way.
still read all the time, and I was like, why don't you love reading? I love reading. But she does now. It's just got to be the right book.
Well, I think what you've got here is a little more on the performance side. I do. I've met a lot of
Here we
kids
go.
and have my own. So
This is when I started reading.
this is it.
Yeah.
Volcanic effects on the weather. Exactly. See, the Earth affects the weather. That's
Yeah,
great.
that's where I want to start through that book.
That is fantastic. There's so many good words in here too. Well, that's just awesome that you're interested in the weather, and it will never leave you. So basically, you're going to go to college to get your degree in some sort of atmospheric science. The atmosphere is what we breathe. Some sort of atmospheric science. To do TV weather, you should also get in the school play. Get in the school play and get in the school play.
Get used to audience. And
Do you, if you are musically inclined, play an instrument? It's a performance.
she's a singer.
There you go. You're your own instrument. Get in the choir. That's perfect. I was in the band and played trombone, and I played on the soccer team, and all of these
we
things.
tried soccer. That did not
Yeah,
But
gymnastics worked out better for a physical sport.
Well, that's perfect. Everybody's different. So you find your way, the things you like to do, and those are all performance type things. So I love telling people about the weather. I just can't wait to tell them about it. So I gravitated toward television weather. But being a meteorologist, there's just tons of
It
things.
can go so many different
Oh,
directions.
the career opportunities are just wide open, and it opens up the entire world to you. So it's a great path to be on.
Yeah.
You're going to have no problems. So let me show you the studio really quickly,
Okay.
and then I'm going to